Hello and welcome to Joy of the World channel, friends, family, scribes. And if you're new to this channel, click that subscription button and ring the bell up beside it, and you'll be sure to be notified anytime I post new videos. Also, if you find you like the content here at this channel, give it a big thumbs up for me and share with your loved ones. So for now, we're going to step in today's energy and find out what we have going on around us, taking an intuitive peek. And first of all, what has come on out before we dive into the other cards is this. We have joy coming in. It says travail is ended, fruit bearing, new energy, clarity, and heaven on earth, as well as home. So in my prayer meditation before beginning this video, what I could see is it was like this surface, this road of sorts. There's no descriptives around it, no environment up above the ground, period. And it was being soothed. There was a material like honey being spread across it, a soothing, healing balm, smoothing any nicks, cuts, bruises, wounds, things like that, and really kind of evening out the energy of this rough transition of the planets turning and what has been going on, as well as summer ushering in and getting deeper into the heart of the issue, like stepping into Cancer and going from here into Leo, which is at the heart of it all. So it's good that we're getting that liquid gold honey energy coming in, not molasses, not slow as molasses, but it is slower and smoother. But he can do that to us, and it's going to give us time to slow down and perceive and to open up more to what is trying to speak with us. So let's take a peek. We're going to start with, all right, change plans. We're going to start with the Oracle of Mystical Moments. As you can tell, I am still traveling. I've been having some brain and vision therapy going on to heal an old injury. No, it is not where my gift came from. I was born with this gift. Matter of fact, it's been quite a hindrance. It's quite painful, but I do believe that there is something beyond it. So I'm excited about that honey coming in to soothe and smooth and do all that kind of stuff, because I'm coming along with you guys as well. Okay, there we have 1, 2. All right. And I see 2 more right here. And where are you going to go? Up there. What's at the bottom? Interesting. Home in the sky. We're going to leave this up over here with us. Home in the sky. Okay, that makes sense because it already had a partner up there. Let's get these out. At least I'm on a stable surface today because I'm no longer in an Airbnb. I'm in a hotel. So hopefully the camera won't wobble or do anything interesting like that. But we just roll with it anyway, don't we? So, okay, so we've got 2 channels, joy and home. There is a bigger journey afoot going on for many of us. It can be an inward journey or an outward journey or a unification of both, depending on how long you've been pursuing this. That is neither here nor there, but just to let you know and to waken up and percolate some of the areas that this reading is going to be touching. But it's a deep dive, a delve going into recover things of the past, and it's not necessarily anything or anyone. It is remembering, because a lot of what has gone on has been very fracturing in your life and dismembering, taking away parts of yourself, losing parts of yourself. We've just been coming through the energy of the 7 July, of course, and the 7-7 gate, which is the Martian energy and the returning of your own power, of your own energy, harnessing it back in under your own authority and under your own guidance and leadership. So maybe sometime I'll do like an initiation reading for finding your guides or waking them up and getting that spiritual support system going on around you. Because if you don't already, that, you know, it's when I come here with my spirits and guides in order to not just give you what I'm seeing, but to take in the greater message. And that message is coming from the energy of you guys tuning in, and it's being fed my way. But they also come along to help you with your own personal life, your own guides as well. To sift and sort and to mete out, to measure out where certain things plug in and fit in along with you, but also to sift out anything that doesn't belong. They give you like honed clarity and deeper perception and penetration of things to come and things in the past as well as in the present. So we are starting with, under joy, we have number 44, stranded. So apparently we're doing a little bit of recovery work. All right. So we can see you're out of place here. Things are out of sorts, and it's gone topsy-turvy. So there's an inversion that can occur for anybody who's had an accident or some severe trauma. Our poles can invert, and when they're inverted, you're going to be drawing negative dark energies straight at your head, things that are perplexing and flummoxing. Okay, we got one of those with us here today. They like to say flummoxing, gobsmacked, things like that. But you've been flummoxed, and that's like just stunned of sorts of how to handle this and to deal with it. And so amping up the energy and putting forth greater application has not been of help to you, because when you do that, it's just putting out more, they're telling me, frenetic and kinetic energy out from the inverted pole, which is still drawing in more of that deep earth energy to your head. So headaches, wearisomeness, frazzledness, being at a loss for words, a loss of understanding, things really weighing heavily on your mind and feeling burdened as if stuff is never going to change, like trying to see through mud. All right. Now underneath, ooh, hey, underneath we have our rescuer coming in, number 52, Sea Witch. She's one of my favorites in this entire deck that we have going on here, because you can see she is a boss bitch. Look at that. I see this fish that she brings along like her clutch purse. She says, I got what I need right here with me. And I love that it's very Aquarian, okay? Because to me, Aquarius is water and wind. So here she's got the windmill kind of turning, going along and taking her through the air, but it's more plasma-like because we can see this watery energy going on with her. Plus, she's called the Sea Witch, right? But you can see her fish clutch purse and her more like jellyfish tentacles, but she also carries quite a bit of like squid type energy. And to me, a squid is the largest eye, I believe, of all mammals, and it's really being able to see the bigger picture. So she's got you whizzing along and rising up above it. She's like, I'm gonna rescue you. I'm gonna come get your boat out the air and turn your poles back around and turn you back like this to get you up on top, to get you anchored and rooted in the way that you should be, and that will fix the energies around you. It's not your lack of understanding or a clarity issue of, let me say better mantras, let me be more affirmative. No, it's literally that you are inverted. But there have been times that, well, no one taught me to know that about my energy. I was very clear when I had my accident that that's what had happened. But the enlightened people around me, when I'd shared, there's no such thing. That doesn't happen. But you can feel it when your world gets turned upside down, because things begin to happen out of sorts, and it feels awkward and inundating and overwhelming. And that's what she's coming in to do. She's blowing that away, and she's turning it straight back on course, getting you back where you belong. Love lift us up where we belong. And I love it because she does it with such a calm energy, but she is powerful and mighty. Let's see. I'm going to get a little more. No. Okay, we're going to dip into the Mary L. Tarot. I love these two. Look at there. The Hangman underneath. Okay, well, that's appropriate, right? Because talk about inverting energy. Being able to take what you learned here through this experience of having been inverted and upside down to become your own complement to yourself. When you talk about complementary colors, it's those that are at opposing ends on the color wheel. They bring balance and harmony. And matter of fact, they kind of create a peak experience, just like black and white create contrast in imagery. Because the two edges put together really heighten the depth and the perception of the mind. So do complementary colors. They go into a penetrating style where the black and white, the contrast comes towards you. In complementary colors, it draws you inward, and it takes that contrast inward of the penetration of what's going on. So that's what they're hinting at here with the Hangman at the bottom of this deck, and why Miss Mistress here is calling in for a little clarification from the Mary L. Tarot. All right, Sea Witch. Okay, let's see what we're going to bring, what this energy is going to bring to us as she is inverting us. And in this case, I'm going to turn it upside down, okay? Because these are energy sessions as well, where we work with the energy here in order to get things cleaned up and cleared out. So the little Sea Witch, number 52, she brought in the Sun, the Lovers, and the Nine of Swords. Look at this energy going on here. We're going to take them one at a time. So let's start right here. So she's talking about ushering in the kingdom of gold. And what I know about gold, of course, you know, the golden strand that comes down from up above, but although that's not true. So it actually comes from the core of the earth and from the root of who we are, thus getting your feet back on the ground, you know, inverting you and getting you back where your anchor, your rooted, grounded energy is down here below. And your lighter energy, your faster moving energy is up above. That's what she's bringing in here. That kingdom of gold is coming from deep down the depths, being able to be rooted where you withstand any of these things, because our base is what is strongest. It is the foundation. It is what keeps us in proper balance, stabilized. That's the word. So as we're stabilized, then we can handle the magnificence of these upper energies, and the golden thread can connect with its source up above. Because there is an upper connection, that's just not where it comes from. It has to come from the ground through us, and then that sends out the kind of like the siren call to bring down from what is above, and they build towards one another. It's like if you were building a bridge, one side of the chasm and the other side of the chasm are building at the same time, and they're making their way towards each other. All right, so the earth connection has to be established in order for this heavenly connection to come on in. And you're almost there. You've made it to the final stage where the energies are merging together. This is what's coming in, y'all, okay? Because as we do these energy inversions, and we're doing it here, your energy is already connecting with itself. And the most magnificent thing about that is it moves at the speed of light, right? 182 per second. I don't remember the distance, but and I now see the life springing forth. The life is springing forth in your actuality, and you're bringing in community here. You're being reestablished and feeling like you get along with others again, like you're not out on your own. Even though you might have had others surrounding you, you felt very isolated and stranded and like stuck in your own story in your head. And that's not how it's supposed to be. I see love returning in your heart, getting back on center here, and your guide stepping in, okay? So following that energy, we have the Lovers. This is getting back to the basics. So it's rebuilding you from your foundation and your core. As the complementary colors are coming in, it's taking you back and reassimilating your base concepts, because that's what the black and white and red are about. They're about our first formations in life, of how we were born into this life. And it's like you're having a rebirth here. I can see it being ushered in. Can you see that going on? You're having a rebirth, new concepts coming in. So this thing that seemed to have worked against you, that had put your life topsy-turvy and put you on end, is now bringing you into this home, this dynamic partnership, this foundational establishment, to where you're clear about the concepts of where you come from, where you stand on issues of surrounding life and surrounding yourself, and as well as others, based on personality and principles and things like that, okay? And then we have the sun coming in. The sun is you reaching out and connecting in. It's so weird. They're saying divine censorship. Okay. So that gate, it's showing it's almost there, but they're still interesting, because the sun is a really good card, right? But they're saying divine censorship, that there's still something in you that is holding back. And maybe, let me look, maybe it's because of the time. Maybe it's because it's not quite time yet, but you're golden. Okay, that's already climbed on out. Tell me your secrets. Okay, makes sense. It has a little bit to do with time, because this time of this energy of getting to know yourself again. Not necessarily like exposing, like you're playing a game of cards, you don't expose your hand, right? It comes out a bit at a time. And it has to do with some strategy, some layering, and also just some process of feeling out the energy of others around you and how you move through now that your energy has been reestablished, remembered, and restructured and turned right side up, okay? And then it will come a time to be released. But they're wanting to restore you and restore the breath of life back into you, to charge up your own batteries first. Okay. All right, so on this other side, under home, partnership going on, partnership required, creating those connections, we have pure nature coming in, number 7. And so I might need to go a little further to fill this one out, because had a strange dream last night, and it had to do about having no shame. Like, there's a translucence here. You're covered, but you're not covered. You're covered in the sense that it's respectable to those around you, but being given eyes to see, like X-ray vision, a knowingness. Yeah, it's like X-ray vision. It's a deep penetration, being able to see beyond because your three eyes are turned on. Okay, so that's the time with the secrets and your battery being powered back up, is then you will begin to have all your centers turned on, your intelligence, your intuition, your instinct, and then working as the one eye. That brings in it brings in X-ray vision. There's no better way to say it. So let's just roll with that. Let's call it what it is, okay? So then we have 50, the observer, coming in. Some of you were created to be an observer. That this time of entering into the quiet on a journey of sorts. So making time for meditation, making time for reflection. Also, they're putting their finger up. They're like, make time for sleep. That is part of the deep reflection that they're talking about. That's when your dreams begin to reveal themselves to you, and not just because we dream when we're asleep. They're talking about heartfelt dreams, dreams that you've held close to you for some time. Because they're telling me that's when it turns from surreal imagination, like it doesn't have language connected to it, it's just purely visual, to being able to come into a state, a crossover state, that you'll be able to communicate it. Okay? You'll be able to tell people clearly what your dreams are, and most importantly, you'll be able to tell yourself. You'll be able to hone your bullseye, the center of your focus. And that will give you clarity on where you're going, which makes perfect sense, because if you've been in this state, that's incredibly disorienting, and it's like it stains your dreams, your vision, your concepts for a time, and it's hard to get it back clearly. But they've moved it through this energy in what I see is, of course, proper fashion. Not that I knew that, but now that I see that, it makes perfect sense. And then you're able to see yourself from the inside out and outside in, and then start putting it all together and composing it into dream capsules, like, vision board. Not that you have to make a vision board, because if you're very clear in your mind and in your manner, and someone else says, well, where do you want to go? And you such and such and so and so, and you'll be like, oh, I want to da 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 and da 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 and da 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 and da da da. Now, you don't have it all points bulletin planned out of how everything's going to go, but you know it is composed of. You know the ingredients of that recipe of love that you have going on here. Let's see, we're going to get a little bit of the Line Strider Tarot on this. To tell us a little bit more about this pure nature and this X-ray vision. Okay, I see you. Hang on, they're talking to me. Two more. Okay, I see you. But that one seems important too. We're going to stick that up there for now. So, interesting. The Knight of Cups. And it's about being a fish out of water, because the only state you knew is like more abstract, emotional, feelings based was water. But that's where we brought in this plasma type state that she has. So to explain to y'all, they're telling me to go back. Plasma is the fourth state of matter. And what I understand through my guides and experience that they've given me is that's where dreams come from. That's how we do manifest and bring stuff forward. It's so expansive and so contracted at the same time, is a juxtaposed position, that it takes complete clarity and stability in order to, I could say, maintain it, but it really is a state of abiding, to be in it, and to, they're saying am in it, because y'all know about amnios if you've tuned into my channel before. It's about our amness, our R-ness, not a B-ness that's based on some action. The action is the knowingness, the action is the confidence, the assurance, those type of things, and letting it birth itself forward and bring it forward, and letting life come to you. That's a sword of the emperor. And it's not like you're truly sitting on your throne going, come serve me, come this or that. No, it's literally getting in harmony and resonance with yourself, so that each day, like that bridge that they were talking about, you're coming towards the golden strand, and the golden strand is coming towards you, weaving this beautiful tapestry of life and love, because you're in control in a sense of yourself, but you're not dominating the world and life and muting its expression. Okay. Now that's a love affair of the ages. But that's what I see coming in on the Knight of Cups. and he is coming directly at you. It's not like there's no chaotic energy going on, and there's no self-will or domination. It's really surrendering to the rhythms of the world, the rhythm of the night, that beat, that wonder of reestablishing your heart song. Let's see what else we have coming along with that. Okay, so this one's coming in inverted, is the Page of Swords. I see it like so it's an answer to prayer, okay? Because it's like a lightning strike, like a charge coming in, but it is, they're wanting me to let you know that your prayers have been heard. It has reached heaven's ears, and it is coming down, coming towards you. But to make sure that you're in this observer state, that you are watching and waiting. And that doesn't mean sitting like, like hanging on the edge of your seat. It just means having your awareness open, that you have been heard and it is on its way. It's kind of a myriad of things though, because it's like little hushes of, it's like little pieces of the puzzle are returning to you, which would make sense with the, us being in 7 in the 7-7 gate, pieces of yourself being returned, remembered. And it's not like concrete memories, but remembering who you are, remembering your essence, remembering what it feels like to feel free, to feel empowered, to feel giddy, curious, those type of things. That's the energy that they're talking about, returning and restoring to who you are. Now that you've been turned, your poles have been reestablished properly, right? And you're begin to have those secrets of the divine. So let's see. No, we're not going to mix you up. You came in with a friend. Okay, so the star is inverted as well. They came in together like this. Let's take a peek. Let me see what we've got. Okay. It's going back. It's hinting back at, like, remember I told you she had squid energy, and squids have those large eyes. They can perceive even in the deepest depths. So the depths, that wateriness. Okay, so the Knight of Cups. He's talking about the plasma. It's requiring that kind of eye, because we can talk about it like depths of the ocean and that type of thing. But even in the crevice in the crack of yourself, going into the center of the earth, where that golden light, that golden energy that we were talking about here, it's a fearless energy. It's a very empowering, and that is the creativity that this star is bringing in. And it's bringing in an eye on the past for some of you. They're wanting to go back, and she's saying some of these things is take time to meditate and to go into those deep places, the recesses of your mind, to bring back the wisdom and the proper understanding of what occurred there. Like with your mature self, to go back and like regain your child. You could, talk about it in all that shamanic type energy, but sometimes that can get us trapped into conceptual ideas of what others have had about it. But they're saying it's really pretty simple. You can go back and love on yourself in that memory of whatever it was, like, maybe you witnessed a terrible accident, and you can come along like your own earth angel to yourself into that moment of you being frozen in time, watching it all happen. Take your own hand and say, hey, loved one, dear one, you are precious. I'm sorry you had to witness something like this. Do you know this person? And, if you end up knowing the outcome later on, you go ahead and you tell the child and you soothe that child, that part of yourself, being able to create your own, they're saying, creature comforts, to console yourself and to really tone down the shock attack that occurred, because that ripple, they're saying, is still in your energy there. So it's kind of like being able to time travel and to correct the energy fields and the distortions in your energy fields going on around you. But the squid eyes come in to go into those places. For some of you, it's only about 4 or 5 things, but it is really they're saying captivated you, meaning kept you captive in those parts of yourself that haven't been able to develop any further, because they've been trapped in that moment of extreme traumatic observance. All right, and it's going to clear your eyes. It's going to clear your eyes and allow your nervous system to operate properly. Again, they're showing me the pupil of the eye to be able to regulate. Okay. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles coming in inverted. Interesting. It must be because all of this is smoothing out that today's read is getting a little long. I appreciate y'all hanging in there. They're saying time is on your side, in this case. They're hinting at not only regaining those memories and remembrances, but it puts time back in proper order. It gets the wheel functioning, because they're actually many wheels. And the wheels, they're showing like all the components of a clock, getting on page with yourself again and getting it working. That time is on your side and you've made friends with it. And it's restoring your youthfulness. It's restoring your verve, kind of putting the spring back in your step. And when you've been through things like this, whether it's something like a really scary story in your life that happened that would shake the world up around you, for many of you it's something that doesn't seem like that big of a deal to the world, but it really rocked you to your core. Either way, it doesn't matter that's very painful. It's very painful. And it's those things that often fly under the radar that can do the most damage, because they're so long standing, because they're not met with an external world that is compassionate or kind, or that slows down to really help us process and move through it. So you've kind of been out on your own with this. But as you move through these energies and you go back and you become your own source of love, restoring those and pouring out your waters of kindness into those events and into those moments, it heals the tears in your plasma, is what the Knight of Cups is saying. So we're just going to roll with the truth and what they're expressing here. But it reawakens that verve, that skip in your step. When you've been through that and you come out of this and you begin to have life flowing through you again, and you're hopeful and imaginative and you're chipper and cheerful and your song is going again, it doesn't matter what age you are. I'll go skipping down the street and people can look at me when I ride on the shopping cart out of the grocery store and they're like, well, you're full of life. And I'm thinking, because I don't want the alternative. I've been there. You know, when you've been there and you can be woke and you can be lit and you can be alive, no matter what age you are, that's that golden stardust, this radiance that shines magnificently. And not everybody's is the same. If yours isn't quite that outspoken, don't worry about it. You are in your own way, and we appreciate you exactly as you are. But we want all of yourself to be remembered, to be brought together, and the energy and dynamic of your crayon box to be full and overflowing. So let's see if there's anything else. Oh yeah, hidden up here at the top. No rain today. All right. Okay, that goes along with the star. Can you see? That going back and consoling yourself, having both points of perspective. Interesting. That's very Picasso-esque. I think Leo had that. So if you need to know a little bit more about that, to kind of move through the steps and the paces of it on the journey to path, take a look at Leo from this week. So you can face life and move straight forward now, and not having to take these side roads and one-way streets in life. You can begin to open up for connection and community. Okay, which is why this was there. It was inverted. But so the Two of Swords, being able to open up to that connection and being able to see the world fresh and new. No longer having to be fearful. And fearful, it wasn't necessarily a mindset here. It was an energy sitting around your heart. It was very present. And now that's being cleared away, these are the two that were sitting over the reading here. Okay. So we have 41, home in the sky. And what is this one? Number 12, all is connected. All right. So it's about being able to be at peace with who you are. Remember the skipping along, whatever version of yourself that you find, you're at peace with it. Because these are birds that could be flying and they're like, this could look all distorted, but this is how we like it. This is how we roll. This is what we're enjoying at this moment. We're giving our wings a rest. We're restoring and we're regenerating our energy, because you don't know where we come from. You don't know what we've been through. And so you can just really shut down that murmuring. And it's not of humans. It's this murmuring energy around you, those old things causing you to doubt who you are. Because remember, for that golden thread to come through, we need that stability, that confidence, that self-assurance. And it's not so much verbal as it is very presence-oriented. All right? So even in the lightness of life, you're very structured, very founded, very conceptually knowing who you are and can express that. And all things return to you. Okay, even things that are lost, they have their moment, they have their meaning, and you're at peace with it. being able to trust the unseen, that it all has life in it and it's working in your favor and on your behalf. Some of you, it's letting go of old dreams, okay, because they're no longer relevant for whatever reason. We won't even get into that. But there is definite new life springing forth. It's as if one chair is cleared, that chair will be filled. As that one dream moves out, it's being purged out by the new life, the new understanding that's coming in. So I tell you, do not fear. Trust this process, friends. Hey, I've enjoyed this. See where we go with it, right? I love you guys. Bye.